All right. Hey, everyone. We're just having some technical difficulties. Just trying to get, let's see, Brandon and Lay up to the panel. Brandon, did you want to go ahead and raise your hand in the participants? I'm wondering if I can just add you. Let's see. All right, feel free to take it away, Tommy. I'll just shut my camera off.
All right. Okay, so hi everyone. I'll just go ahead and start then.
Perfect. We got Brandon up.
Well, hello.
Hi. Should I stop sharing or should I just go ahead?
No, you're good. You're good. Right. Hello, everybody else. I'll just kick this off. Give Thomas an introduction here. I mean, we met, I don't know, 2 months ago or so. And Thomas has been working insanely hard for the last month and a half, just learning the database, working, building dashboards, recruiting people, talking to people. So I'm excited for this presentation. And he is officially the leader of the Research Guild. So yeah, message him if you need anything, keep me in the loop as well. But yeah, I just want to pass it over to Thomas and get everything going now.
Cool. Thanks. So I'll just go and start right ahead. So I'm Thomas. So welcome, first of all, to like the first Research Guild meeting. I'm really excited to be a member of the AlchemistDAO and the Research Guild leader. Before we jump in, I thought I would just like have quick words about who I am and my background just for a bit. So I'm finishing up my PhD right now, which is at the frontier of data science, machine learning, and neuroscience. My focus is basically to analyze neuroimaging data in humans to understand the neural mechanisms at play when we make decisions. So that's what I'm doing as a researcher. So I have experience in research, scientific writing, academia mostly, but I've also been teaching quite a lot, mentoring master's students recently in our lab, and most of my time is actually coding. Lots of it are in Python, but I'm trying to pick up on SQL now. About crypto and blockchain, I got in around like 2017. And at the time, it was really about speculation, to be honest. But then the bear market hit, and I got interested in the tech. And I just learned more and more, and then I got really excited not so long ago, but when DeFi summer hit, and then I thought it was really cool because it actually meant use cases for blockchain and cryptocurrencies, which is really nice. And lately, my focus has been more directed towards on-chain analytics, just because it's so close to what I'm doing in neuroscience, which is just like handling and analyzing big chunks of data and extracting meaningful information. I picked up on DAOs a little late, but the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm really liking the idea of redefining how people work and interact together in a system that's hopefully a bit more fair and flexible, and that solves problems encountered in like organizations with strong hierarchical structures. So let me go ahead and dive in. We'll start with the vision of the Research Guild. So the most important for us is to go ahead and lead blockchain research by empowering our skilled community members that hopefully some of you will be part of soon. So one very important thing is that this vision can and hopefully will change. So I'll just highlight some things here, but one of the things that's super important is that every community member is like part of the decision process that will be implemented with voting and such mechanisms. So this leads to my first point. My first point about the vision is on-chain analysis, which will be our focus at the beginning, at least. I think on-chain analysis is really cool, and not just as a kind of tool to predict price, but also as a way to understand the fundamentals behind projects and the behavior of communities behind projects. Whether these projects are about like building actual blockchains or dApps or NFTs, gaming, anything else, analyzing the data can actually quantify interactions between human beings and lead follow changing in sentiment, news. So that's, I think, pretty cool. The second point is of our vision is to drive adoption and democratize data insights. That's important because right now, most of the cool on-chain analysis available are kind of relying on a paid subscription model that's quite expensive actually. And would like in the research field to change this. And I think this is really important too. And finally, one super important part too is to focus on helping each other onboard newcomers to blockchain analysis and fundamentals. This space is going super fast, and it can be a bit overwhelming at first. So having people putting out educational resources will hopefully help breaking some barriers and onboard more people to this cool blockchain ecosystem. Now to the objectives. They are quite aligned with the vision, so I won't spend too much time on this, but as I said, like it's about really developing a community-centric research ecosystem that's focused on blockchain analysis and projects. Of course, one of the objectives is to unlock the potential of the Covalent data, whether it's its API or its database. I actually generally think that we have, well, Covalent has the very best on-chain data in the whole space. And I think it's going to be awesome to just leverage this to make super cool cross-chain analysis and develop our very own ways of analyzing data just because we can now, thanks to Covalent and what the job they are doing. The second thing is collaborations. So I think it's going to be a big part of our objective is to collaborate with the blockchain projects that can be around across multiple domains. One cool way to do this, for example, we'll have to, I don't know, partner with DeFi protocols and they have needs in terms of getting in-depth information about what's going on in their ecosystem. We can just like partner with them, share bounties for the research guild that members of the guild can just go ahead and do in exchange for tokens from the protocol that we are partnering with. So I think that's a pretty good avenue. I also want to add, of course, collaboration with other guilds, which I think is super important because, I mean, we have so many things we can do, research with collaboration between research and all the other amazing guilds that are taking place. So I'm really looking forward to that too. We also want to partner with like news organizations, co-author articles with them, and share content around the crypto and blockchain ecosystem. That's a big objective too. And then training and education. As I said, it's really not only about on-chain analysis, but it can be someone that's really technical in terms of like reading smart contracts, or it can be financial analysis, or it can be anything really. For example, I was talking to an anthropologist, and his job is to like study human interactions within communities. So he did some like field work in Brazil, which was really, really interesting. And turns out he got super interested into DAOs and communities, but like from an anthropologist's point of view. So I think having people from very different backgrounds is just like enriching the whole thing, and would be super nice to have in our field. So yeah, that's just to say, like, I hope you're not seeing this and thinking, oh, well, I can't code, so I have no business being in the research field. I don't think that's true at all. We want to welcome anyone that's interested in research and data, but in the broader sense of the term. So if you are like super curious, committed, passionate about something within the space, that's probably enough to join and give it a try. And then finally, the objective is also to be producing content and drive engagement on social media, whether it's like Twitter, Medium. It can be articles, videos, podcasts, anything really you want to do. Is just about having this kind of reach to drive people around the ecosystem. So yeah, we can go on to the teams. So I've put out roles focused around skills, but I just want to introduce some broad categories that you can hopefully find one that matches your skill set. And that you can use to help the community within the research field. So the first one is shadowy super coders, which is a core role. We are really looking for more people that can code. Python and SQL is good. If you know how to code in this, that's awesome. Yeah, so they can analyze the data coming from the Covalent API and database mainly. I'll show you some things afterwards, but to build like useful and creative analysis, that would be really nice. Hopefully, we can set up some cool collaborations with shadowy supercoders from the dev guild as well. I think that'll be quite a nice thing to do. Then we have blockchain scholars. So these guys are the people that can help like orient the research into a particular direction. Just because like they are super involved in communities, they hang out in Discords and Telegrams, and they follow crypto Twitter, and they can like quickly kind of spot what's trending, what projects are promising. Obviously, there is a big advantage if you can like read smart contracts. So whether it's like Solidity or Rust, and there is a big advantage if you just like kind of really understand the tech behind projects. That's super important. But it doesn't have to. Like if you're just like really active in communities and can spot trends, that's pretty cool. And then of course we have educators, so they can produce they produce educational content focused around the blockchain research. It can be tutorials, as I said, videos, Notion pages, workshops, anything that would make life easier for newcomers willing to learn and participate in the guild. So yeah. And then content creators will be ones that can communicate the research outputs, that can like time social media posts, that know how to make nice visualizations of research outputs, and can even like reach out to partners and collaborate, of course, hopefully with the marketing guild. That would be super nice. And then last but not least, super important, are the administrators, which is, well, from my experience in a lab, it just makes everything so much easier when some people are that are good at organizing and that know how to plan and engage people in what they are doing. It's just, which is not a skill that researchers always have. So so we are definitely looking to reach out for people that have like experience in lab manager or project manager, or that can handle like external communication, coordinate meetings, organize events, because it's also really about like keeping the community engaged, and so yeah, so it's super important. The roles. So the roles in the guild, we have made also predefined roles, but that can be adapted relative to your involvement within the guild, of course. But basically, if you're starting out and you want to help and learn more, you can go through a research training and earn CQTs based on assignments you have to complete along the way. That's a like great way to start, to see if it's interesting to you, to start a project, like personal project, but also like learn along the way. That can be cool, and you can benefit from the help of the community members, or like more advanced community members around you. We are also thinking about incentives in terms of earning POBs and NFTs to like pass kind of milestones and become more advanced. And the more advanced role is actually this role, which is a data warlock. So a data warlock has successfully completed the research training, and they can be in charge of their own projects. And they are like going to be in charge in training and giving like providing mentorship to apprentices. For data warlocks, we are looking for more like independent people, but also more stable people, I'd say. Just like that, some people that are ready to commit at least 15 hours a week, so they can earn like a fixed revenue in CQT plus a bonus that's based on achievements and bounties. For the incentives, you'll see like it's a bit vague, but we are like really actively trying to figure out how to frame this with the oracles. So mostly Brandon, Luke that just joined, and some other guild members. We are just like trying to come up with solutions, but it's not totally figured out yet, but it will be soon. And then for the data wizards, that are like well, it's just the leading roles. So leaders and data wizards will be people that want to step into leadership positions, that are like good or experts in their field, that are familiar with the tools we use, and that are willing to spend at least like 20 hours a week on it. I want to lead long-term projects within the guild. For example, if someone is really good at like machine learning, and he wants to build a team around that, that would be awesome. Just like would be just like projects around expertise and to lead a team of engaged or community members into specific projects. So yeah, it's good, and they receive mentorship from oracles, from me, obviously. Also, yeah, I'm leading the guild right now, but obviously I'll be happy to co-lead the guild with someone in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah. Yeah, so that was a big part. That's actually, we made a type form that will be communicated in the Research Guild channels. So if you're interested to join us, you just have to go ahead, fill the type form. It's really fast and quick. And then we'll definitely reach out to you and get to know you more and try to get you started. And one more thing that's important is we thought of a referral program. So basically, that's to encourage you, everyone that's attending or seeing this, to tell your friends about this. If you have people that might be interested by the whole research guild, if you tell them and they actually join and they become a data warlock or data wizard, actually, you will be rewarded the equivalent of 50 USD in CQT. So go ahead and spread the word. And then before I give you a quick demo of some of the things we've been working on, here are some metrics. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just important, but like some of the metrics we'll be focusing on to evaluate if our growth and the participation within our guilds are like the number of completed training assignments. So that's why the education part is also super important. Of course, the number of alchemists involved, number of participants in research, hackathon-like events. We want to have the research guild participate in hackathons sometime. I think that would be pretty cool. And then secondary metrics, which are like about communication and engagement, about like like basically having content that's communicated across social media on a regular basis. So that's going to grow the community. That means that we can actually produce cool quality content and put it out there. So that's part of the metrics we're looking at. We have here, Brandon put the metrics from the past version of the Alchemist, and here are some quarterly targets. So that's just to give you an idea of where we want to go. So right now, I'll just stop sharing my screen for 1 second. But don't leave. I'll give you a quick intro to what we've been doing with Metabase. Yeah, so can you all see this?
You can see your PowerPoint screen.
Oh, okay. Good.
Now that's Slack.
How about now?
There we go.
Okay, great. So this is one of the tools we are going to work on. That's called Metabase. And it's basically a really cool tool to take advantage and leverage Covalent's data. So that's from the database, not the API. We take advantage of Covalent's data to produce kind of easily visualizations of some blockchain content or projects or metrics, basically. So here is the main page, basically. In the main page, you have our analytics and our data. That's basically a replica of the Covalent database. And so when you go on this, you see like all the chain they are indexing and all the cool data we can play with to answer some questions and get insights. So this is cool to explore like the structure and what's available. But that's just the data. And then here we have our analytics. So if basically, when you click on one category that you make, you basically have the arbitrary collection, for example, and you can just ask questions. So you use SQL queries to ask questions about anything you want to know. And once you have a question, for example, you have a question about the mean volume on Arbitrum. So just click on this. This is actually an SQL request. So it's really, you can see it's quite easy and quick. And you try and retrieve like transactions from the Arbitrum blockchain. And then you get the date and the mean volume. And you can just visualize the data using Metabase in a super easy way. So here is a bar plot of the mean volume by day for Arbitrum transactions. You can just use different kind of visualization. You can just play around and obviously make more and more complex requests when you have like, if you want to know details about specific blockchain topics you're interested in. And what's cool is like once this is the whole Arbitrum collection, so it's composed of many questions, and then you can just like bring all of these questions together in like a dashboard. And so, for example, that's the Arbitrum dashboard. Let's put it full screen because then you can have the night mode and it's better. And yeah, and you can easily make dashboards. That's the one I just changed, by the way. It used to be a bar plot, it's not. But yeah, you have like a whole dashboard, but what's going on in the Arbitrum world. And you can do this for all the chain that Covalent is indexing. So if obviously DSC, you have Phantom, Avalanche, you have projects. For example, you can also look at a particular token, right? So if you want to look at CQT, we have a CQT dashboard. I'm afraid it will take a bit longer because, but you can have like specific token projects. Then you can look at, for example, dashboard that Brandon made about Aave. So you can look at specific protocols and see the amount of deposits, of borrows, of transactions, user counts, liquidations. All of this is accessible. It's continuously updating because it's SQL, so you have like data in real time. Basically, I think it's updating every 30 seconds or something, so that's quite nice. And you can just like navigate through the questions you were interested in. So, and you can then just like, for example, look at deposits and withdrawals, and you can derive a little ratio from this. So you know that right now, like what's going on in Aave is like people are depositing more than, no, actually withdrawing way more than they are depositing. So that's a signal maybe. And you can just like play around, and the goal is to just like develop metrics kind of, would say, horizontally and vertically. So have more and more collections for more and more chains and protocols and interesting stuff, but also really develop more complex metrics. So metrics based on machine learning, just like standard on-chain indicators like SOPR and all these metrics that are helping to understand the ecosystem you're a part of or analyzing right now. So, so yeah, that's one of the tools we're using. It's pretty cool. I really like this. We will also have, I've been working a bit on a tool that just based on Python. So you make like SQL requests, but with Python. And it's a bit easier for example, to extract like nice and formatted charts for when you want to post it on Twitter or anything else. So, so you have different ways of analyzing this data, and Metabase is just one of them. But if you want to join the guild and are interested in just like more the on-chain analysis part, this is a good example, I think. And with this, I'd just like to thank everyone. And yeah, I think that's it.
You have a question that came in from King Super in the Q&A if you wanted to take a hit at it.
Yeah, so the Alpha Alarm dashboard is really cool. I'm just curious how we do things compared to Dune. They'll also offer something like this, but ours is way cooler for sure. Yeah, so Dune is pretty cool. I think one of the huge obvious advantage we have over Dune right now is just the data we are able to get. We get data from so many chains. Dune, I think, just as ETH and maybe another one, but like, so I think the biggest advantage we have is this, just like, and that's based on the Covalent data, so it's pretty straightforward. And then we want eventually to lead this into something that the community can just like go ahead, join and make their own requests and charts. That's going to be a little bit further down the line, but that's definitely a direction we want to pursue at some point.
All right.
Other questions? Okay. Cool. Well, if you want to join the guild, I think this is recorded. So just go back. We'll post the Typeform link everywhere. So you can just go ahead and fill it. And then I'm really already happy and excited to have the ones that are interested on board and to talk to you guys and start working.
Ooh, that was awesome. I feel like I learned quite a bit. Yeah, I feel like I didn't give a proper intro to Tommy. And even just our first workshop for AlchemistDAO, it's super exciting to see what these leaders are doing and seeing an initiative from Tommy like this. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what your guild can do. But I see we have Adrian. Is there anything you wanted to add, Adrian?
I just wanted to say thank you to Thomas and Brandon and Luke and the Research Guild. I think is really coming along and it's super exciting. I'm a big Metabase fan too, so it's cool to see the power of our database being unlocked with through Metabase too. So yeah, just very excited. I do encourage people to join as well. As Thomas said, you know, if you are there are sort of different roles, you know, and certainly if you are just passionate about blockchain and you know want to learn how to access the data, you know, and to answer questions you may have, I think the Research Guild is a place for you. And then of course there are roles there which are more involved, where you become a data warlock and wizard. Where you know you'll be creating content for Covalent Network and our partners, yeah, and taking on more meaty research problems, I guess.
We're getting a lot more organized for our other guilds too. We have had a lot of questions asked. So yeah, the guild leaders are working diligently behind the scenes, but excited to see some things kicking off. Yeah, no, we're super excited for more alchemists to get involved. The family is continuing to grow and just super fortunate to have leaders and team members at Covalent and even the guild leaders. We get to work along some amazing talent. So thank you guys for making this possible. Brandon, any last parting words? And Tommy, anything you want to add?
No, that was awesome. I actually just filmed a database introduction video. So if you're more curious on the structure and everything like that, go check out the RSK hackathon. We just launched an SQL stream in that hackathon, and there's a video explaining all the structure and everything behind the database there. So, you know, if you're thinking about it, but you're not sure, go watch that video and then, you know, sign up. We'll have a meeting with you. We'll figure it out. And I just want to see as many people grow in the data space as possible. So I'm excited. Tommy's working hard and he's very knowledgeable. So feel free, ask questions, ask him all the questions.
Yeah, all welcome. Cool. Thanks everyone for attending. Was fun, and I hope to see you guys quite soon.
All right, I'll end the webinar. For the recording, we are recording this. We're still getting our education guilds up and running, but the leaders are actually working on a YouTube channel where they can set up all the workshops, including all the ones that the guild leaders are doing for their specific full guilt. But yeah, we should have this up and running soon. So thanks everybody. Thanks again, Tommy. Appreciate this.
Thanks everyone.
All right.